I call the meeting to order. May I have the statement of Open Public Meetings Act, please?
In compliance with the Open Public Meetings Act, adequate notice of this meeting of the council was provided by transmitting a copy of the meeting notice to the Madison Eagle and the Morris County Daily Record, posting a copy on the bulletin board at the main entrance of Borough Hall, and filing a copy in the office of the clerk all on December 14th, 2018. Copies of said notice were made available to members of the general public.
Roll call.
Mayor Conley.
Here.
Mrs. Vitale.
Here.
Ms. Bailey.
Here.
Mr. Wolkowitz.
Here.
Mr. Rowe.
Here.
Ms. Byrne.
Here.
Mr. Hoover.
Here.
All right. May I have Rabbi Shalom Lubin of the Chabad of Southeast Morris County please come to deliver our invocation.
Almighty God, as we stand here tonight celebrating the new year of 2019, we pause for a moment to reflect on the past year of 2018, a year filled with so many accomplishments, with so much good, but a year unfortunately filled with so much evil, so much hate, and so much of the lack of everything good that we believe in. Almighty God, we hope and pray that the new year of 2019 be a year of kindness, a year of peace, a year of tranquility, a year where each one of us, as the scriptures tell us, can be a beacon of light to bring light to the world around us. A year when all of our public officials and all our brave men and women serving in the armed forces and in public office can be lamplighters to bring light to our streets, to our towns, to our villages, to our communities, and into all of our hearts. And may Oseh Shalom Bimromav, may God who brings peace on high, bring peace to all of us and to all of mankind. And let us say, Amen.
Thank you. Remain standing for the presentation of colors by the Madison Police. May I have Girl Scout Troop 6221, please come in to lead us in the pledge.
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, girls, we want to move off to the side here. We're going to have the songsters come over.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be. With God as our parent, we are family. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my solemn vow. To take each moment and live each moment with peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me.
Please remain standing for a moment longer. I want to take a moment to recognize another Madisonian who we lost last month, Jenny Marie Del Duca, lifelong Madison resident, passed away on December 16th with her loving family by her side. She was 95. She truly was a Rose City Madisonian, growing up around her father's greenhouses where the family grew roses that gave Madison its nickname. Jenny was married to her husband, the late Art Del Duca, for 58 years prior to his passing in 2001. She began her career as a seamstress at a young age and became very talented with window treatments, interior decorations, to the point that she got to meet Jacqueline Kennedy. She and Art raised a family in Madison, active parish parishioners in St. Vincent's, dedicated member of the Rosary Society for many years, also a member of Auxiliary Madison Ambulance Corps for many years. Jenny leaves behind 3 loving daughters, Josephine DiBiase and her husband Ron, who is a leader with our Patriotic Celebrations Committee, Ann Healy with her husband Jay, longtime borough employee and also auxiliary policeman, Maria Sweeten and her husband George, one brother Peter Senna, a sister Connie, 5 cherished grandchildren, 5 beloved great-grandchildren, and her nephew, our fire chief, Lou DeRosa. Take a moment to remember Jenny Marie Del Duca. Thank you. Color guard. Thank you. Yep, we're going to introduce the Scouts in just a second here. Welcome all. We're going to get to meet our Scouts in just a few minutes. But I just want to recognize a couple of guests we have here. We have Assemblyman John McKeon. Thank you for joining us. And it is a very special honor, and she'll be coming up a little bit in a few minutes to swear in our new, give the oath of office to our council members, Lieutenant Governor Sheila Oliver. We called her last month to invite her, and without hesitation came the words, "I love Madison. I I will be there. So thank you very much, Lieutenant Governor Oliver. So a couple of presentations. Girls want to come back out front here? As mayor, I have all sorts of fun jobs, but one of my most fun jobs is when scout troops come in and want to learn about borough government. So this troop came in this past December, and got to play the roles, and you're going to hear what role each of them played a little while in just a minute here. And they went through an actual council meeting. And there was actually a proposal to, the motion was an ordinance to make everything in Madison free. And it was a very spirited discussion where they realized, but it sounded very good at first because you didn't need money if everything was free, but then they realized what happens when the shelves are bare. So you'll be happy to know that because of a vote, 0 yes, 4 no, and 2 abstentions, you still have to use money in Madison. So what I'd like you to do is tell everyone out there your name and the role you got to play during our mock council session. Hazel, you want to go first?
My name is Paisley, and I played ambassador.
Or attorney.
Attorney.
There's our attorney, right there. You can hold it and then pass to the next person.
My name is Mary, and I played a council member. My name is Donnie, and I played mayor.
Hey,
Right.
nice.
My name is Katie, and I played council member. My name is Ava, and I also played council member. My name is Gianna, and I played council member.
My name is Amal, and I was the clerk.
Hardest job.
Right where you sat, all right? Well, thank you so much, and thank you for not passing that law because it would have made it very difficult to be mayor. And I have a little certificate of appreciation for coming out to lead us in the pledge. Gianna? Aisley? Mary? Amal? Katie? Rena? Not here. Ava? There we go. And Danya. Thank you so much for coming out tonight and working hard to become our future leaders. We need you. Okay, we'll take a seat. Find seats in the back there if you want. And I think they're going to stay a while just to see how government works, and they'll see it was very much like just last month. All right. One of the special things about our reorganization meeting is to recognize volunteers that are stepping down after a long service to the community. I want to call up a couple of our volunteers. Is Larry here? Did not see Larry. Mike Kopus, I didn't see. I know Mayor Gary Ruckelshaus is here. Come on up, Gary. And the president of the Board of Trustees, Tom Bittner, come on up. Why don't you join us up here? What? No, we got a couple. Yes.
He knows how to count.
So to answer the question, what happens when you're no longer mayor? You always have the title, but you still volunteer and dedicated and serve Madison. So Gary has been on the library trustees from 2009 through 2018, most of that time as treasurer, which is a true dedication. He is not hanging up his volunteer hat in the Borough of Madison, as he will be remaining on the Housing Authority Board. So Gary, thank you so much for all your work on behalf of Thank you. Bob McDowell, please come forward. Thank you. So Bob has been a longtime member of the Parks Advisory Committee from 2012, 2018, sharing his passion for the spaces we have in Madison, and especially for maybe a future dog park. So Bob, for your service to the Parks Advisory Committee, thank you very much. In case you didn't hear that, he said I have a nice tie on. And while we're on the Parks Advisory Committee, Lois Wolkowitz, please come forward. Ben is not the only one retiring today. Serving the Parks Advisory Committee from 2006 to 2018, showing family dedication to the Borough of Madison. Lois, thank you so much. Marsha-Ann Zimmerman, please come forward. The great and vibrant downtown we have is not by accident. We have a dedicated group of volunteers on the Downtown Development Commission, and Marsha-Ann has been the chamber representative since 2014 through 2018. So thank you for your service to Madison, Marsha-Ann. Jerry?
He's here.
There we go, Jerry. I was going to say, it's like, you can't miss Jerry in the crowd. And obviously, a very familiar face as longtime member of the police force, retiring as chief, but continuing to dedicate his life to Madison. Jerry served the Madison Housing Authority from 2011 through 2018. Thank you so much for your service, Jerry. And I think that's, Barbara Short is not here. No, she sent her regrets last minute. She was out to dinner with the family. So we will catch up on our other ones at a later date. Now we need a little proclamation.
Where's my helper?
Still printing.
Ben, it's your time to come forward here. Yep. Well-deserved. Council members who want to come and stand behind, I think would be very appropriate. Guess I should have a handheld version of this, what is not on here, a part of serving is a friendship you develop sitting at the table, obviously for many long hours, and the talents you realize that are brought to the table. Ben's talents were incredible, and we're not going to let him slip away, as you'll find out a little bit later. So we're going to keep him involved, but I think one of his talents he doesn't have is the talent to say no. Because when I would call Ben and say, would you look, how about strategic planning? He would say yes. To take on another committee, he would say yes. To take on working on our finances, to restore a AAA bond rating, he was there for it. To come up with ideas to make sure we kept that right path, such as the audit committee, he was there. So this, with many of the whereas, this is just the tip of the iceberg of what you have done for the Borough of Madison and what you will continue to do. Whereas Ben Wolkowitz has served the Borough of Madison as council member for 2 terms from January 1, 2013 to December 31st, 2018, during which time he served as council president in 2016. And whereas during his term of office, Councilman Wolkowitz served as chair and co-chair of Community Affairs, Health, Finance and Borough Clerk, Joint Meeting, Public Safety, Utilities, and where he has also served on the following boards and commissions: Board of Education Liaison, Board of Health, Complete Streets Committee, Housing Authority, Joint Meeting, Joint Municipal Court Committee, MASA, Open Space Advisory Committee, Project Community Pride, Project Property Maintenance Emergency Committee, Sustainable Madison Advisory Committee, Utilities Advisory Committee, Whippany River Watershed Action Committee. And whereas Ben Wolkowitz expresses his appreciation and thanks to all borough employees, including the borough administrator, the CFO, and all department heads for their hard work and commitment to making Madison such a great town. And whereas Ben Wolkowitz would also like to acknowledge all the volunteers who give generously of their time and talents to make Madison an even better place for all our residents. And whereas Ben Wolkowitz worked to make the borough budget and budget process more transparent so it can be readily understood by all taxpayers. That in itself should be in bold and triple underlined. Whereas Ben Wolkowitz had led strategic planning efforts that resulted in guidelines for our annual budget, the framework for multi-year capital budgeting, and analysis of our electric and water utilities so that they operate in accordance with generally accepted business practices, and recommendations for how the borough government can better communicate with our residents. And whereas Ben Wolkowitz has contributed to developing a process whereby customers of electric utility can receive a reduction in the cost of electricity depending on annual financial performance. Whereas Ben sponsored electric utility rebate program to assist financially challenged residents in paying their electric bills. Whereas Ben has a significant role in restoring borough's financial credit rating to AAA. Whereas Ben has worked to establish audit committee to monitor financial performance of the borough, where he's worked in a refinancing plan for borough's outstanding debt, which would result in a savings of $1 million. And if you're wondering if there's any commissions, this commission is 0% of that $1 million he saved. And whereas Ben extends his gratitude to the residents of Madison for giving him the opportunity and honor to serve as elected member of the Borough Council, now there be resolved that the governing body of the Borough of Madison and the County of Morris and State of New Jersey wishes to express its gratitude and appreciation to Councilman Ben Wolkowitz for his dedicated service, commitment to Madison. His professionalism will be greatly missed. We, the mayor and members of the council, have enjoyed the privilege of working with Ben and extend our best wishes to him and his family. Thank you on all, and best of luck.
I don't know why, but suddenly I'm feeling very tired.
I'm going to steal a microphone because I think you've got to go last.
Okay, all right. All right, I didn't expect to stand here, but I'm going to do this. Okay. I'm going to miss Ben Wolkowitz as a member of the Borough Council. Right from the beginning of his first year in office, Ben worked incredibly hard to understand municipal government and then helped and in many instances led the way to make it work more efficiently and more fiscally transparent. Among his many accomplishments, which you've heard, but which I'd like to repeat, where he helped to create those budget guidelines. We actually understand the budget. He spearheaded the efforts to provide an electric rebate to those in need and to provide a means of giving our residents an electric dividend. He was a big force in creating a municipal budget that kept your taxes low, your services up, and a capital plan to maintain our infrastructure. Ben always did his homework. His questions and discussions were very thoughtful. His goal was to make Madison a better place for all, and he certainly achieved that. It was an honor to run with Ben. This is the hard part. Okay. And walk the streets campaigning. He has promised me to stay involved. He cares deeply about Madison. And Ben, thank you for being my colleague and friend.
I wasn't aware we were saying something tonight, so I didn't prepare anything. But although we don't agree on absolutely everything, Ben, I did appreciate our dialogue and some of the opportunities we did have to work together on some things for Madison. So we are going to miss you, and best of luck. Thank you.
Well, you know I could always talk on my feet, so anyway. I don't have anything prepared, but one of the pleasures of being here is meeting people like Ben. I'm going to miss his face. I sit there, and he sat at the other end. And when things kind of got tough during the course of a meeting, I'd look up, and he'd just give me one of his great smiles, and it was fine. Everything was fine. But I just want everybody to know I will continue to work on guilt, because he tells me I do guilt real good. So he will stay involved. But, thank you for just being you. I learned a lot from this man. He is a class act. Class act.
Well, I have no prepared remarks either, but I first met Ben in the Rotary Club, actually, and we have stayed in the Rotary Club, still involved, and since the Rotary Club and everything I've been involved in now with the council and all the volunteer activities, Ben has taught me a great deal. I have nothing but the best admiration and respect for you, Ben, for your intelligence, your integrity, and for your commitment. So thank you very much for everything you do, and good luck.
So Carmela said she could talk on her feet, but if you know me, my husband is somewhere here saying, sit down. I'm just going to add one thing. When you come on council, there is an enormous learning curve. We all talk about everything we've done before for the town of Madison, but you come in here and they give you all this paper and you got to come up to speed in 2 weeks. So I was very lucky. I was allowed into the briefing session with Ben, and I would come in with all my questions, and I'd say, this is a stupid question, but, and Ben would lean over and he'd say, it's not a stupid question. I will continue to ask you stupid questions because really we're letting you go home to Lois, we're letting you go up to the Cape, but only for a really short time. Thank you.
Well, I was asked to make a few remarks, and those of you who know me well know I'm always ready to make a few remarks. When I first thought about running for council, I was discussing it with a very good friend of mine, and he said, you should do it. This is an opportunity to do good. That really touched me. And I'd like to think that after 6 years on the council, I've done some good. But I know very much that it wouldn't have happened without the help of many of you in this room and many of you who will eventually be listening in. So for all of you, my heartfelt thanks. I also would like to single out the best politician in the Walkowitz household, my wife, Lois. On more than one occasion, I would run by some idea I had, which admittedly might be a little off kilter. And Lois would frequently respond by saying, Ben, this is not New York. And I don't think she meant well by the city of my birth, but nevertheless, I prevailed through that. I do this with regret. I've had a wonderful 6 years here. I, unfortunately, as many of you know, had a tough round of illnesses. I'm on the other side of that, but I really feel as if I need some time to just kind of regroup. And that's what I hope to be doing now. I also want to mention that when I did get sick, and there were some very dark hours, many people in Madison called, wrote cards, told me they were praying for me, and it all made a lot of difference. So much so that now when I hear Bruce Springsteen sing, we take care of our own, this is what I think of. Thank you very much. Happy New Year, everyone.
Lois, please. Yeah, as Ben pointed out, this is it's a family effort, so a little thank you to Lois. And we have 2 traditional gifts, so you never forget us. This is a pewter box with Hartley Dodge. A little reminder, you're always welcome home. And in case you don't come past the building, there's your chair that will sit in your house, and you will always remember us. But just small tokens for the thank you for all you have done for the Borough of Madison, all our residents. Thank you. Right, we're now going to move on to our next work. I've already mentioned a quick introduction, but it is a great honor that I have to welcome Lieutenant Governor Sheila Oliver, who became our 2nd Lieutenant Governor on January 16, 2018, so coming up on that first anniversary. First woman of color to serve in a statewide elected office in New Jersey history. Appointed Commissioner, Department of Community Affairs by Governor Phil Murphy. First elected to the General Assembly in 2003, she became the Speaker in 2010, the first African-American woman in state history to serve as such, and the second in nation's history to lead a state legislature house. Prior to her election to the General Assembly, she served as Essex County freeholder, and that was from 96 to 99, was a member of East Orange Board of Education, and also served as Assistant County Administrator for Essex County from 2000 and 2018. There's a whole host of other things I could cover, but I just wanted to give a little extra background, but welcome, thank you so much, Lieutenant Governor Oliver. John, come up. Osprey, come forward.
Right hand.
I haven't done this many times before. Right hand.
Thank you. I, repeat your name,
Osprey J. Bailey,
do solemnly swear or affirm that I will faithfully, impartially, and justly perform all the duties of council member of the Borough of Madison according to the best of my ability. I further solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey, and that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same and to the governments established in the United States and in this state under the authority of the people. So help me God. Congratulations. Sign your life away.
Okay. Thank you.
Oh, that's awesome.
Swell.
That is absolutely awesome.
Deborah Cohn, please come forward with family.
Repeat after me. I, Deborah J. Cohen, do solemnly swear that I will faithfully, impartially, and justly perform all the duties of council member of the Borough of Madison according to the best of my ability. I further solemnly swear
I further solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and that I will bear true faith
and that I will bear true faith
and allegiance
and allegiance
to the same
to the same
and to the governments
and to the government
established in the United States
established in the United States
and in this state
and in this state,
under the authority of the people.
under the authority of the people.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
Lieutenant Governor's going to indulge for one more. You can ask all our council members to come forward and some of them. Please, we're going to do a quick little photo op with our. Is that a short joke? Okay. Forward here. Sorry.
That's kind of, we get a print thing too. Last time I was.
And
See you, John. Thank you.
Okay.
Lieutenant Governor, would you like to say a few words before you?
Well, good evening, everyone. First of all, I'd like to say to Ben, what do you do in your spare time? I thought I kept a rigorous schedule, but I can see that you were a frequent visitor in this building and then subsequently serving on this great borough council, and I'd like to congratulate you for the service that you have provided. Mayor Conley did not exaggerate. When he called me and asked me to come, I immediately said, "Oh, I love Madison." I get the opportunity to travel from one end of the state to the other, the 15 years that I was a state legislator, and now, of course, as lieutenant governor. I have always loved the borough of Madison and your neighboring sister, Chatham. I love the architecture that is in the town. And, we commented that we are all still wearing our holiday red. But for those, during this time of year, everything slows down. And I will admit I am addicted to Hallmark Channel movies. And I will go on a binge, I'll pop popcorn, and I'll watch one after the other. All of the towns in the Hallmark movies look like Madison. And all of the store owners decorate, and they've got the lights, and everyone goes out for the tree lighting in the town. Everyone in the town knows each other, and they're always drinking hot cocoa. But I just connected the dots this year that it's because Hallmark, if you go to the Hallmark card store, they sell mugs. Because I couldn't understand why everyone was always drinking coffee in every movie. But that is the type of community that Madison reminds me of. I also shared with the mayor that I am also a history buff. And as soon as I came in tonight, I said, "Where's the bust?" And he told me that it's on a traveling kind of a adventure in Philadelphia. But he pointed out to me and shared, and it is overwhelming, that that portrait of Abraham Lincoln was painted while Lincoln was still alive. And that is an awesome treasure that you have here in your town hall. I want to congratulate and thank all of the volunteers because as I listen to all of the volunteerism that happens, good government work when there is civic engagement. I'm very pleased also to see this evening so many people in the chamber tonight. Often we don't get enough citizen participation in our local government. And I'm going to close with this, and this is a message for the borough officials. The hardest level of government is municipal government, because you are the level of government closest to the people. The people know where you are, they come in the door, they call you on the phone, and you are responsible for responding and solving every single problem that exists. But I want you to know, with my other hat as the Commissioner of the Department of Community Affairs, one of our responsibilities in that department is to review the budgets of all 565 municipalities in the state, and we work very closely with your borough administrator and all of you. I want you to know that even though you are municipal, and then we have county, and then we come up to the state, please know that there are hard-working professionals in our state government, career employees who work their hearts and souls out every single day for the people of this state. And I often say, governors come and go, lieutenant governors come and go, legislators come and go, John. But it is the rank and file employees of our state that churn the wheels of government, just like your municipal employees here. And I heard you mention various members of your municipal workforce that have dedicated their service to the town. Continue to preserve this beautiful architecture that you have in Madison, the open space that you have committed to keeping. Dog park will be phenomenal. We have them in my county. And I'm just glad that Morris County has continued to be a beacon of the founding of our country. You know that this year we will have the 350th. Plans are underway all across the country, and particularly in New Jersey, to observe that. And I'm sure that Madison will play a prominent role next year. But thank you for having me. I've enjoyed being here. And I want to give a shout out to the Girl Scouts. I was a Girl Scout. I was a Brownie. I told them to watch the TV commercial that that is running currently, and it is identifying women all across the spectrum in our country who were Girl Scouts. Girl Scouts do provide leadership opportunities for girls. They are now focusing on STEM, and I know that we've got a member of the Borough Council that is interested in STEM, but thank you for having those young people here, because someone in their rank will emerge as a leader in this town as the result of being here and observing all of you. So thank you for your commitment to young people in Madison as well. Thank you.
Before you step away, 2 gifts, one representing the Rose City, roses, and a little other gift. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Say one last thing. Yes. I like those chairs. And yes, Councilwoman Vitale told me that she will stay around until she gets a full set of 6 for her dining room. But I have never seen that done in a community. That is a wonderful, wonderful touch and a wonderful way to honor the people who have dedicated their service to your borough. But keep that tradition up of those chairs.
Thank you. And we're hoping he doesn't go anytime soon, but I'd like to call up Assemblyman John McKeon. And also, Austrian Deb can come back up for just a second.
I just, how lucky am I? Sorry. First of all, who's luckier than I am? I get to present flowers to these amazing new elected and re-elected representatives. I was teasing before Austria, and I said I spoke to her the day of the election. And even though I wasn't on the ballot, I still get very nervous. It just happened to be her 3rd daughter had just been married, and she was so zen, it was like unsettled. So the people did the right thing in returning you to office, and I know you're going to do an amazing job. God bless and congratulations. Thank you. Deb, you're the new kid on the block, and I know your poor husband, where is he? Yeah. So what your loss is will be the gain of the wonderful people of this community. God bless you and good luck. Very briefly, I promise, first and foremost, Lieutenant Governor, I understand through the mayor, if you can help us get some more aid for Madison, there'll be a chair in it for you.
Maybe two.
And Ben, and this is the nicest of compliments. I was speaking to my wife driving up here, and she said, "Where are you going to? What town?" And I wouldn't tell her. And she said, "Madison." And she said that out of just a love for everything that she's seen and learned about this community in the last 8 years since it's been our pleasure to represent all of you. You know, I'm a neighbor up the street with my offices right on Main Street. And Ben, I have to say, and I'm going to be emotional saying it, whenever a young person, and Lieutenant Governor, you mentioned the Scouts, says, I might want to get into elected office, I always have a standard line, and I said, listen, if you want adulation, learn how to play the guitar. So you have to have the right reasons to want to do it, and it's for people that really don't know your name at the end of the day that you try to do some good to. But Ben, you're a very rare exception. Not only have you done great things, but you obviously have great adulation as well. So the best of luck for all wonderful things will happen, you and your wife. And God bless Madison. Mayor, thank you, and Happy New Year to all.
Roll call, please.
Mayor Conley?
Here.
Mrs. Vitale?
Here.
Miss Bailey?
Here.
Mr. Rowe?
Here.
Miss Byrne?
Here.
Mr. Hoover?
Here.
Miss Cohen?
Here.
Welcome all. And I want to get a few thank yous out. Thank you, Rabbi Lubin, for our invocation, our police honor guard for the presentation of colors, Ken O'Brien, our director of public works, for the bagpipes, and of course the Girl Scouts for not only leading the pledge, but also voting down the free things in town. Rose City Songsters for the singing of the national anthem and their extra song that's had a great theme to it. I want to welcome the Wolkowitz family, Bailey Kimball and Cohen families. Ostry, welcome to another term serving the residents of Madison. And Deb, welcome as you continue to serve the community, making your shift from the Board of Education to the Borough Council after your 1 year sabbatical. I'm glad it was just only 1 year. And of course, welcome back to all our council members, Carmela Vitale, Pat Rowe, Maureen Byrne, and John Hoover. And a special welcome to our Lieutenant Governor and Assemblyman John McKeon. Having Lieutenant Governor Oliver here as the highest ranking elected woman in New Jersey is an honor, and it's very special in 2019. Tomorrow, a record number of women will be taking the oath of office in Washington, including our own Congresswoman, Mikey Sherrill. So it is fitting that this year, the Madison Council has a majority women board, leading the way. I want to thank all the residents that are here tonight, our department heads, and all the borough staff that are in attendance. And I'll try to be quick with my comments, as I've made a promise that every year the mayor's comments should be shorter than the previous. But one of the things I have done as a tradition is to look back of the cherished residents we lost in the past year. Those who not only left a mark, but also taught us to be better people. Each of these people taught us a lesson. Louise Patterson. Louise was our most loyal resident at council meetings. Sitting in the first seat of the second row, Jill, you're got that honored seat right now. That was always her seat. And if you happened to be sitting there when she arrived, she would let you know that you were in her seat. Of course, you had to be very early to beat her to her seat. She was an extremely proud Republican, but she never let that get in the way of periodically pulling me aside, the Democratic mayor, to whisper, "I can't let anyone hear this, but you're doing a very good job as mayor." So as we go into 2019, let us take a lesson from Louise. Yes, we may wear our party labels with pride, but don't ever let that label get in the way of us working together for greater good. And then Kay Leary. Kay, like many in Madison, wore many volunteer hats. Ambulance Corps, Friends of the Library, Thursday Morning Club, St. Vincent Martyr Church, to name just a few. But she also had a passion for history. Having lived all her 95 years in Madison, she was a perfect person to serve as our town historian. In that role, she gave us a lesson of how important the history and heritage of Madison is. We each bring our own perspective and diversity to this great community, a diversity that has shaped this community. But let us continue to tell our stories that helped Kay preserve history. Tony Donato. Tony left us in August, but his smile and sense of humor will be with us forever. He was a fourth-generation Madisonian who served in the council from 1972 through 74, instrumental in the forming of the Downtown Development Commission, and served as our downtown manager from 87 to 99. His dedication is a lesson on how important a thriving downtown is to Madison. Our commitment is paying off, but we should never take that for granted. Ruth Russell, another dedicated volunteer. Ruth served many years Madison Ambulance Corps, but it's her spirit that will always be with us. I learned at her funeral service that I was in her special but not too small of a group that would receive periodic phone calls from Ruth. On my voicemail every few weeks would be the sweetest voice saying, "This is your favorite resident, Ruthie Russell, calling her favorite mayor. No need to call back. I just want to say hello." In this day and age of text and tweets, Ruth left us with the lesson that nothing is more powerful than the spoken word telling someone that you are thinking of them. Sandy Philo, short in stature, but tall as a Madison volunteer. Sandy volunteered with the Senior Citizen Center, in particular developed a program called Stay Healthy, helping seniors adjust to life that comes with aging. Sandy left us with a message: we are never too old to help others be healthier and feel younger. And as we say goodbye to 2018, let's keep in our thoughts the Datchison family. In August, Chief Darren Datchison lost his brother Michael, the Rockaway Township mayor. And in December, Darren's wife Michelle lost her battle with cancer. I talked to the chief earlier today, and he shared his appreciation for all the support he has received from the Madison Borough, Madison residents, and the extended police and law enforcement community during this very difficult time. Let us take a moment to remember those who died in 2018, to remember in times of need the importance of community in getting through the loss in our families. Let's just take a few moments for reflection. This is my 8th New Year's message. Time flies when we're having fun. In preparing tonight, I did bring up my comments from January 1, 2012, my first year as mayor. A few things hit me in those comments. One was, I think I spoke too long, so hopefully I don't overstay my welcome this time. Also, I had laid out many goals in those comments. Those may have appeared very ambitious for the rookie mayor, but I'm happy to say we have done well with almost all. And I will just touch on 2 of them right now. One was the need to recommit investing in infrastructure, reestablish a policy of transferring operating dollars to capital. Through the strategic planning process led by Ben and a commitment to our council and staff, we have a capital program that is second to none. Of course, if you drove around this town this summer, you already knew that, with many road disruptions. We have replaced miles of water mains, lined miles of sewer pipe, and invested in recreation facilities. This is a commitment that will continue and not waver in the coming years. And I want to thank all the borough residents for their patience as detours sent them to the right and to the left and to the right again throughout the summer. But you knew smoother times are coming. But thank you for your patience. The other goal I had laid out was strengthening of our committees. I often have said that the council that sits in front of you is just the tip of the massive volunteer iceberg that serves Madison. With an annual committee leadership training conference, we have put one tool in place to support the work of our boards and committees, but it's clear we need to do more work to strengthen and support their efforts. I've already spoken to a few council members about the process I would like to see happen to get to to work with all our committees so they're running on all cylinders. This is a process I hope to launch in the first quarter of the year. I was hoping that Ben would be already out of the room to say that I'm going to put Ben on this committee, but since he's here, I will be reaching out to Ben and see if he can still hasn't learned how to say no, because I think his wisdom will be very powerful. And now I probably have already gotten past my promise of not going too long, so I just want to share a quick Madison story I shared with the DDC last month. Just early in December, I was in front of my house on Britton Street when one of our newest Madison residents stopped to ask me a question. She didn't know who I was, but was very curious about the water that was running off of my property and the neighboring properties, as some pumps were running nonstop. So she had just moved from Florida, the land of no basements, and didn't quite understand Madison with old basements, such as our 120-year-old house, with high water table, especially after a record rainfall, that we have to use sump pumps, and they go nonstop. And she quickly said, "You know, I'm glad to hear that because I thought it was a poorly maintained water system." So I thought it was probably a good time to say, "Hello, I'm Mayor Bob Conley." And then once she knew who I was, she explained that she came to New Jersey through a job relocation. And when the news hit her family that they were coming to New Jersey, the first thing that came to her mind was, that's the end of their world. We're going to New Jersey. But then she quickly realized she chose the right town, and that by moving to Madison, she has truly found a slice of heaven. So that is what Madison's all about, our strong sense of community that has created our own slice of heaven. So with that, thank you all, and to all a happy and healthy New Year. May I have a motion for the election of Council President?
Mayor, it gives me great pleasure to nominate Austrie Bailey as Council President 2019.
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Congratulations. Thank you.
I appreciate it.
May I have a motion for council bylaws for 2019?
Mayor, I move that the bylaws be adopted as the bylaws of the governing body of the Borough of Madison for the year 2019.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, I'd like to make the following council standing committees for the year 2019. Community Affairs, Chair John Hoover, Vice Chair Deborah Cohen, Finance and Borough Clerk Carmela Vitale, Vice Chair Maureen Byrne, Health Chair Deborah Cohen, Vice Chair Carmela Vitale, Public Safety Austrie Bailey, Vice Chair Patrick Rowe, Public Works and Engineering Chair Maureen Byrne, Vice Chair John Hoover. Utilities Chair Patrick Rowe, Vice Chair Austrie Bailey.
Mayor, I move confirmation of the foregoing appointments.
Second.
May I have roll call vote, please?
Mrs. Vitale?
Yes.
Ms. Bailey?
Yes.
Mr. Rowe?
Yes.
Ms. Byrne?
Yes.
Mr. Hoover?
Yes.
Yes.
I wish to nominate and appoint the following persons to serve in the following capacities, subject to council confirmation. Borough Attorney Matthew Giacobbe, Esquire. Housing Officer Michael Fitzpatrick. Zoning Officer Frank Russo. Deputy Zoning Officer Daniel Buckaloo.
Mayor, I move confirmation of the foregoing appointments.
Second.
Roll call vote.
Mrs. Vitale?
Yes.
Ms. Bailey?
Yes.
Mr. Rowe?
Yes.
Ms. Byrne?
Yes.
Mr. Hoover?
Yes.
Ms. Cohen?
Yes.
I would like to make the following appointments, which are not subject to council confirmation, to the Environmental Commission, 3-year term through December 31st, 2021, Stephen Stockert, regular member, and Trina Malik, regular member. And one-year term through December 31st, 2019, Claire Whitcomb, Chair, Ann Huber, Planning Board Representative, and Maureen Byrne, Council Liaison. And for Historic Preservation Commission, four-year term through December 31st, 2022, Janet Foster, Class A, regular. Jill Rhodes, alternate number 2 through December 31st, 2020, and one-year term through December 31st, 2019, Council Liaison Maureen Byrne. And to the Planning Board, four-year term through December 31st, 2022, George Limbach Jr., Class 4 regular member, Steve Tombalakian, Class 4 regular member. And for a one-year term, December 31st, 2019, John Forte, Class 2, official of Borough, other than a governing body. And I'd like to have a motion for the Council Liaison position appointment of Austri Bailey.
I move Austri Bailey to be council liaison to the planning board year 2019.
I'll second that.
Roll call vote.
Mrs. Vitale?
Yes.
Ms. Bailey?
Yes.
Mr. Rowe?
Yes.
Ms. Byrne?
Yes.
Mr. Hoover?
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you.
All right, I'd like to make the following appointments requiring council confirmation. Board of Education Liaison, Patrick Rowe. Chamber of Commerce Liaison, John Hoover. Historian, Scott Spelker. Housing Authority Council Liaison, Carmela Vitale. Joint Meeting Council Representatives, Carmela Vitale, Finance Personnel Committee Chair, and Pat Rowe, Finance Personnel Committee Member. Joint Municipal Court, Carmela Vitale, Member, and Austri Bailey. Municipal Early Trades and Crafts Council Liaison, John Hoover. Project Community Pride Liaison, Austri Bailey. Whippany River Watershed Action Committee Liaison, John Hoover. Madison Community Pool Council Liaison, Deborah Cohen. Shared Services Board of Education, Mayor, and also Patrick Rowe and Carmela Vitale.
Mayor, I move approval of the foregoing appointments.
Second.
Roll call vote, please.
Mrs. Vitale?
Yes.
Ms. Bailey?
Yes.
Mr. Rowe?
Yes.
Ms. Byrne?
Yes.
Mr. Hoover?
Yes.
Mrs. Cohen?
Yes.
And I request that Ms. Cohen please announce the following appointments requiring council confirmation.
Board of Health, two-year term through December 31st, 2020, Dana Bogojevic, alternate number 2. Unexpired four-year term through December 31st, 2019, Joanne Burke, regular member. Unexpired two-year term through December 31st, 2019, Sandra Lascari, alternate number 1. One-year term through December 31st, 2019, Deborah Cohen, Council Liaison. Community Garden Advisory Committee, three-year term through December 31st, 2021. Jeffrey Anderson, Paul Schmidt, Jeff Thomas, Charles Van Burskirk, regular members. One-year term through December 31st, 2019, Maureen Byrne, Council Liaison. Complete Streets Committee, one-year term through December 31st, 2019. Mayor, ex officio Robert H. Conley. Public Safety Council Liaison, Austri J. Bailey. Engineering Council Liaison, Maureen Byrne. Borough Engineer, Robert Vogel. Director of Public Works, Ken O'Brien. Madison Police Reps, Lieutenant Joseph Longo and Corporal Vincent Delaval. Board of Education Representative. Director of Business Development, Lisa Ellis. Resident Mark Chialanza. Resident Kirk Oakes.
Mayor, I move approval of the foregoing appointments.
I second.
Roll call vote, please.
Mrs. Vitale?
Yes.
Yes.
Mr. Rowe?
Yes.
Ms. Byrne?
Yes.
Mr. Hoover?
Yes.
Ms. Cohen?
Yes.
And Mr. Hoover, will you please read the mayor's appointments for the following categories?
Downtown Development Commission, three-year term through December 31st, 2021. Susan Whitehorn, owner/merchant landlord. Jim Hollenbeck, owner/merchant landlord. John Morris, Chamber of Commerce representative. Mark Fabianski, at-large member. Unexpired three-year term through December 31st, 2020. Thomas Honahan, Senior Citizen Council Advisory Committee Rep. Unexpired three-year term through December 31st, 2019. Allison Adams, owner, merchant landlord. Carla Brady, at-large member. One-year term through December 31st, 2019. John Hoover, Council Liaison. Housing Authority, five-year term through August 10th, 2023. Lois Bott, Commissioner. Unexpired five-year term through August 10th, 2020. Melissa Elias, Commissioner. Library Trustees, five-year term through December 31st, 2023. Louise Easton, Trustee. Unexpired five-year term through December 31st, 2022. Rachel Barry, Trustee.
Local Emergency Planning Control for 2019, Mayor Robert H. Conley, Council Liaison Astrid J. Bailey, Administrator Raymond M. Cody, Assistant Borough Administrator / CFO James Burnett, Borough Engineer Robert Vogel, Construction Official Russ Brown, Director of Public Works Kenneth O'Brien, Electric Utility Superintendent James Matina, Fire Chief Louis DeRosa, Health Officer Michael Fitzpatrick, Medical Representative Carmen Romano, Board of Education Representative, Senior Citizens Advisory Rep Tom Honahan, Auxiliary Police Samuel DeMarzo Sr., Madison Eagle Gary Herzog, MJM Sewer Superintendent, that's the Madison Chatham Joint Meeting, Sewer Superintendent Chris Manick, True University Representative Director William Ortman, OEM Coordinator John Rafter, OEM Coordinator Police Chief Darren Datchison, OEM Deputy Coordinator Public Information Officer Lieutenant Joseph Longo, OEM Assistant Coordinator Mike Shagru, OEM Assistant Deputy Coordinator Sergeant James Caveza, Pharmacist Frank Iannarone, Public Information Michael Pellissier, School Resource Officer SO Vincent Galgano, Secretary Christy Keel.
Mayor, I move approval of the foregoing appointments.
Second.
Roll call vote, please.
Mrs. Vitale?
Yes.
Ms. Bailey?
Yes.
Mr. Rowe?
Yes.
Ms. Byrne?
Yes.
Mr. Hoover?
Yes.
Ms. Cohen?
Yes.
Thank you. And Ms. Byrne, please announce the following mayor's appointments requiring council confirmation.
Thank you. For the Madison Alliance Addressing Substance Abuse, a 3-year term through December 31st, 2021, Vanessa Morgenthaler, Madison High School Rep, Frank Iannarone, at-large representative, Diane Vestigi, at-large representative, Lisa Ellis, resident representative, Catherine Plunkett, St. Vincent School representative, Audra Tornero, coordinator, drug and alcohol services. For a 1-year term through December 31st, 2019, Deborah J. Cohen, council liaison. For the Municipal Audit Committee, a 3-year term through December 31st, 2021, David Luber. For a 1-year term through December 31st, 2019, Carmela Vital, council liaison. To the Open Space, Recreation, and Historic Preservation Advisory Committee, 3-year terms through December 31st, 2021, Chris Kellogg, Madison resident, number 3 of 4. 1-year term through December 31st, 2019, Kathy Cultis from the Parks Advisory Committee, George Limbach from the Planning Board, Jill Rhodes from Historic Preservation Commission, Peter Hiscano from the Recreation Committee, Nancy Bruce, the STMB representation, Mayor Robert Conley, ex officio, and Astrid Bailey, council liaison. To the Parks Advisory Committee, a 1-year term through December 31st, 2019. Thomas Salaki, Chair, Kathy Cultis, Secretary, Paula Lacco, Debbie Mantone, Michelle Mitterer, John Taylor, Jeffrey Thomas, and Maureen Byrne, council liaison.
Mayor, I move approval of the foregoing appointments.
Second.
Roll call vote, please.
Mrs. Vitale?
Yes.
Ms. Bailey?
Yes.
Mr. Rowe?
Yes.
Ms. Byrne?
Yes.
Mr. Hoover?
Yes.
Yes.
Mr. Rowe, will you please announce the mayor's appointments for the following individuals requiring council confirmation?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. The Patriotic Celebrations Committee, 1-year term through December 31st, 2019. Ron DiBiase, Peter Fleming, Thomas Granado, Jeffrey Pettit, Michael Piano, James Savage, Vic Schumacher, Joseph Nestor, and Carmelo Vital, council liaison. For the Property Maintenance Emergency Committee, 1-year term through December 31st, 2019. The Construction Code official, health officer, Board of the Health president, Board of Health member, and Deborah J. Cohen, council liaison and chair. And the Recreation Advisory Committee, 1-year term through December 31st, 2019. Nate Burrow, wrestling, Dave Carver, softball, Brenda Catalanello, MAF, Nina Coviello, football, Zach Ellis, ex officio, as recreation director, representative from the Board of Ed, representative from the ADA PPEC, Megan Garrity, field hockey, Tony Guerrero, ice hockey, Tom Harlan Putis, Madison Junior School. Peter Hiscano, Open Space. Christopher Holland, Basketball. Stephanie Burke, Little League. Peter Muhlenberg, Soccer. Ellis Sidem, Girls Lacrosse. Tara Spagnoletti, Boys Lacrosse. And John Hoover, Council Liaison.
Mayor, I move approval of the foregoing appointments.
Second.
Roll call vote, please.
Mrs. Vitale?
Yes.
Ms. Bailey?
Yes.
Mr. Rowe?
Yes.
Ms. Byrne?
Yes.
Mr. Hoover?
Yes.
Ms. Cohen?
Yes.
Ms. Bailey, please announce the following mayor's appointments requiring council confirmation.
Safety Committee, 1-year term through December 31, 2019. The Borough Administrator, the Borough Engineer, Chief Financial Officer, the Electric Utility Superintendent, the Fire Chief, Health Officer, Madison Chatham Joint Meeting Superintendent, Police Chief, Qualified Purchasing Agent / Personnel, Recreation Director, Director of Public Works, and Austria Bailey Council Liaison. Senior Citizens Advisory Committee, 1-year term through December 31, 2019. Joan Finelli at large, Rexford Tucker Apartments Rep. Marlene Dolan, Madison Health Department. Thomas Honahan, DDC Representative. Sarah Kiefer, a Senior Citizen Coordinator. Elwood Kirkeslager, MACA Rep. Doris Costello, Thursday Morning Club Rep. Kay Shaler, RSVP. A representative from the YMCA. Jeffrey Payton, Madison Library Rep. And John Hoover, Council Liaison. Shade Tree Management Board, 5-year term through December 31, 2023. Judy Honahan, regular. 1-year term through December 31, 2019. Maureen Byrne, Council Liaison. Mayor, I move approval of the foregoing appointments.
Second.
Roll call vote, please.
Mrs. Vitale?
Yes.
Ms. Bailey?
Yes.
Mr. Rowe?
Yes.
Ms. Byrne?
Yes.
Mr. Hoover?
Yes.
Ms. Cohen?
Yes.
Mrs. Vitale, will you please announce the appointments of the following individuals requiring council confirmation?
Sustainable Madison Advisory Committee, 3-year term through December 31st, 2021. Kathleen Cacavalli, regular. Amy Teresciano, regular. Marilyn Mulesky.
Mushelski.
What is it?
Mushelski. That's all right.
I was wondering all night. Thanks. Unexpired 3-year term through December 31st, 2020. Peter Freed, regular. 1-year term through December 31st, 2019. Environmental Commission Representative. Ken O'Brien, Director of Public Works. Maureen Byrne, Council Liaison. Utilities Advisory Committee, 3-year term through December 31st, 2021. Alan Sawyer, regular. Kevin Williams, regular. Benjamin Wolkowitz, regular. 1-year term through December 31st, 2019. Patrick W. Rowe, Council Liaison. Zoning Board of Adjustment, 4-year term through December 31st, 2022. Timothy Fitzsimmons, regular. Joseph Santora, regular. Unexpired 2-year term through December 31st, 2019. Christopher Tomlin, alternate number 1 member. 2-year term through December 31st, 2020. Anthony Diano, alternate number 2 member.
Mayor, I move approval of the foregoing appointments.
Second.
Good.
Roll call vote, please.
Mrs. Vitale?
Yes.
Ms. Bailey?
Yes.
Mr. Rowe?
Yes.
Ms. Byrne?
Yes.
Mr. Hoover?
Yes.
Ms. Cohen?
Yes.
Right, any communications or petitions?
None received, Mayor.
Now we're on to our invitation for discussion. This is an opportunity for anyone in the public that wishes to comment on anything. If you wish to comment, please step forward to the lectern, state your name, your address, and write the same on the clipboard, and keep your comments to 3 minutes or less. In the spirit of the new year, and consistent with what I've done last year and the year before, I will give you a warning at 3 minutes and allow you a 1-minute grace period, but ask you to stop at 4 minutes. Anyone wishing to comment, please step forward. Seeing none, I close this part of the meeting. Will the clerk please read the statement on consent agenda?
Consent agenda resolutions will be enacted with a single motion. Any resolution requiring expenditure is reported by a certification of availability of funds. Any resolution requiring discussion will be removed from the consent agenda. All resolutions will be reflected in full in the minutes.
Mayor, I move adoption of the resolutions listed on the consent agenda R1 through 2019 to R40 2019.
Second.
Any council discussion? Roll call vote.
Mrs. Vitale?
Yes.
Ms. Bailey?
Yes.
Mr. Rowe?
Yes.
Ms. Byrne?
Yes.
Mr. Hoover?
Yes.
Ms. Cohen?
Yes.
And Deb?
Mayor, I make a motion to adjourn the meeting.
Do I have a second? All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you all for coming out, and Happy New Year.
Hi. Yes. Is that his name? John Kimball. Yep. A-I-M-B-A-L.
Yeah.
Somebody's phone is here. Whose phone is this?